is coming to you from TDI, Treasurable Design Integrated. Today I'm going to be taking you on a tutorial on how to draft a main body block using freehand method. I believe you are going to enjoy this tutorial and I do hope you find it very helpful. On this tutorial, I'm going to be using my own body measurements. Right on the screen are the measurements we shall be using for both vertical and horizontal measurement. For the vertical measurements, we shall be needing shoulder to front neck depth, which is 3 inches, shoulder to back neck depth is 1 inch, shoulder to bust is 10.5 inches, shoulder to waist is 17 inches, and shoulder to hip is 25 inches. Then along the spine, from the back neck shoulder bone, right along the spine to where you have the deepest part of the back, you have the length to waist, which is 14 inches. And for the horizontal measurement, we shall be needing shoulder bone to shoulder bone 14 inches. The neck width, which is standard for both front and back, is 3 inches. The bust circumference 34 inches. The waist circumference 32 inches. And the hip circumference 39 inches. All the circumference shall be divided into 4 equal parts. So right now, let's go into the main practical. So right from the top of the paper, mark ½ inch inward. Roll it across. Then from this line, this stands as my guideline. Right on the guideline, I mark down all my vertical lines. We said shoulder to the neck depth for the front is 3 inch, shoulder to bust is 10.5. Then from the shoulder to waist 17 inch, which is then for the hip 25 inches. Go right across and mark the same for accuracy's sake. 10.5, 17 and 25. Roll all the lines across. Except for the neckline. The neckline can go just half the way, half to the middle of the paper. Now, the shoulder bone to shoulder bone is 14 inches. 14 divided by 2 is going to be 7 inch. This is our center front. Right from the center front, mark 7 inch. On this 7 inch, come down by 1 inch to determine the shoulder slope. Mark that point. Now for the neck width, I'm going to be needing 3 inch. This is constant for both front and back. Connect the shoulder slope right to the neck width. Now to determine our armhole line, we're going to be using a calculation. So we are making use of the formula to calculate the armhole, and that's bust, which is 34 divided by 6 plus 1.5. It's going to give us 7.16, approximately 7.2. So right here, you mark. It means for this my own body block, I can make use of 7 inch or 7.5 inches. But you need to come a little bit lower so that by the time you draft your body block, as you are using it in your main fabric to join the sleeve to the main bodice, you are going to arrive at the exact armhole line. So for this particular one, I'll be making use of 7 inch. So come here, for accuracy's sake, mark what you have here, 7. Come right here and mark 7. 7 to 7, connect all 2 lines. So roll it across, and this stands as the chest line. So on this particular line, we want to determine our armhole. Mark what you have, which is 7 inch, divide it into 2. You can just fold your tape rule to meet the 7, press it down, and you get the midpoint, which is 3.5 inches. Right on this 3.5 inches, come in by ½ inch. Then connect to the edge of your shoulder slope. Then divide your bust circumference by 4. The bust circumference is 34. Divided by 4 is 8.5. Come right here and mark 8.5 on the chest line, because that's where we impute our bust circumference. Divide by 4. Then connect it with your armhole hole. This is the front armhole. For the back armhole, right from this initial middle point, connect it to meet here. Another way to achieve this back is come right from this angle by 1 inch, just on this line. For those that does not have this kind of curve, so when you come right from this angle, 1 inch right from this angle, make sure with your broken line you are connecting right through that 1 inch from the midpoint to meet the bust circumference divided by 4. Now I want to determine the neck, the front neck width and neck depth. So we said here that the neck depth for the front is 3 inches, and the neck front width is 3 inches. We have marked it. Come here and mark 3 inches. Square the line. Right from this angle, come in by 1.2. That's 1¼ So it means we are going to be connecting from the top of the shoulder slope right through this 1.2 to the edge of the front, center front, just exactly like this. And with that, we are done with the front neck shape. For the back, we just come down by 1 inch and we connect it to meet 3 inch neck width. And that's now we want to impute all our horizontal measurements. We said the bust circumference is 34. 34 divided by 4 is 8.5, which we have gotten here. So we need 1 inch seam allowance. You can either make use of this, or if you are using it for any form of fabric style later, you can increase the allowance. But for the main body block, 1 1 inch extra allowance is okay. Then we impute that same on right on this on the bust line. Now for the waistline, the waist is 32. 32 divided by 4 is 8 inch. We're going to be adding 1 inch to make it 9 inches because of the darts. So that's 9, then plus another 1 extra inch for the sewing allowance. That's 10 inch, right? On this sketch, mark 10 inches. And for the hip measurement is 39. 39 divided by 4, it's 9.75. You can sum it up to 9.8. Come right here and measure and mark 9.8 with 1 inch seam allowance. Then you are going to connect all the dots. Now, because the side of our armhole, just a little bit by the armhole, is not straight, it's not ideal for us to draft it straight. So we go in a little bit curvy because we have a curvy part. So it means you come out a little here to give you a curvy shape, not straight. So now we want to draft our waist dart. Now you determine the bust span. The bust span, which is nipple to nipple, from one nipple to the other nipple. For mine it's 7 inches. 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. Come to the middle and mark 3.5. Right on the waistline, on the hip line rather, come up by 2.5 inches. That's mark the stoppage of the darts rather. Then right from the chest line, come down by 1.5, which is 1.5 inch, to mark the starting point of your dart. Then reel it right through. The 1 inch we added here for that, we are going to be dividing it right on this bust span line by taking 1/2 inch on both sides, half on this side and half on this side, and we connect to form our darts. So to create a side dart, this is not really needful for all styles, but for some styles you can need it. Measure the distance between the waist and the chest line and come up by 1/2 inch. The distance between whatever you have, check the midpoint. This is 9 inches. The midpoint of that is 4.5. Go up by 1/2 inch, and that's 4 inches. Connect it to this point, which stands as more like the apex point. From this apex point, go in by 1 inch. Then take 1/2 inch. You can either take 1/2 inch on both sides or 1/4 inch on both sides. So I'm going to be working with quarter inch. But note, whatever inch you are taking out on this side, you are going to be returning it back to the top, the bottom of the fabric for your pattern. So with this, I took out just half inch. You are going to be transferring it back. So for instance, if you want to do any garment, any top or blouse or gown that does not need, you don't want to include this side, what's it called, side dart, just close the dart this way. Close it. Once you close it and tape it down with a paper tape, you are good to go for that. But it's not really in all styles that is needed. So with this, I'm through drafting our main body blocks. So we are going to be using this to draft out the back. I'll just trace it out on another paper and be able to cut it. There's one other line that I've not included here, and that's the back neck to waist. So right now we have placed an extra paper under this main one we have drafted. I'm going to be shifting it a little in to create an allowance to draft for the zipper for the back, and this is just 1.5 inches. So you rule it, measure it and roll it across, then pin your pattern paper down to avoid movement while you trace, because we want to transfer what we have done here on another paper to separate the back from the front. The little pins here and there will do. Don't need much pins. So now I get my tracing wheel, and I'm going to be tracing the back neck line, the shoulder slants, the back armhole, and the rest of all the lines. Right now I'm done tracing the draft, the extra pattern paper, so I'm just going to roll it out to make it obvious for us to see. So right now you can see all the dots that I've made. So I'm going to trace out all the lines so that you can see it clearly with the marker. So I begin with the neckline, just to transfer all the dots that we made the first paper. So right now I'm done tracing the main pattern to the extra paper. So I'm just going to plot my darts, my back darts, just like I said in the first one. Bust span to bust span is 7 inches divided into 2. Get 3.5. Mark your 3.5. Fold it and roll it down. Now the start point of the back dart is usually longer than that of the front. So right from the bust line, come up by 2 inches. 2 inches. That's the end point the back part. And for the front, for the back one, or the upper part, the starting point is right 1 inch right below the chest line. Then take ½ inch on both sides. Connect all your points. Now, you need to include one more line for the back, and we said that is the back length to waist. Length to waist means from the main backbone at the top of the neck right through the spine of the body shape. The deepest part, that's where you're going to stop. Mine is 14 inches. So right from the top of my guideline, mark 14 inches. We need this in order to be able to determine our shape, waist shape measurement. Sorry, let me confirm that again. So that's 14. So put it right through. So for some, maybe more than 14. So yours will definitely be mine because they are uniquely built differently. So right on this length to waistline, come in by 3/4 to 1 inch. So I'll be using 3/4. Right on this line, go up by 6 inches. In most cases, it usually ends at this chest line, then come down by 6 inches. I'm going to be connecting the 3 points in a slant line. I'm using a different color marker so I'll be able to identify them differently. So with this, we are going to be using a zipper for any fabric you are going to be using. This is where you are going to be inputting. Let's remove my guideline. So this is where you are going to be using as a guideline for your zipper. So you can go in by probably 1 inch if you are the type that can manage 1 or 1.5 for beginners. I would prefer 1.5. So mark from this particular 3/4 inch, come out right here by 1.5, connect all this 1.5. So with this, we are doing our waist shaping, taking more of the excesses on the main bodice in, and this is going to equally remove zip bulge so that whatever top or gown you are making with this is going to lay very well along the spine. So with this, let me cut through so that we can know how to cut. So I'm cutting the back first. So for you to cut this, just come right here and cut the excesses. So for this, your zipper allowance, label it. When you are fixing your zipper, it must follow this shape. Don't make it straight. It must go through right on that shape. But of course, if you want to, you are equally going to have extra allowances to join when you want to use it to make any fabric. So I'm going to be using this particular body block to make a pencil gown in my next video. So you need to watch out for that. So that's the back. Cutting out the front too. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that when I upload the video, you can get it through. I'm cutting the front neck. Front arm there. So with this, you can see for the front and the back body blocks. I'm labeling it front, body, back. So with this, you can make any form of style, tops, gown with this. It's just left for you to increase the length if you're making it for a longer top or a longer gown. So I hope you've been able to enjoy this tutorial. You can give it a thumbs up, like and share. Follow us on all of our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. So any question on this tutorial, please don't forget to include that in the comment section below, and I shall be glad to answer all your questions. Thank you and God bless.